Ivory Coast's victory concludes a sometimes controversial Africa Cup of Nations, but officials insist the continent's biggest tournament remains integral to African football. Robin Adams reports from But.
It's celebration time for Ivory Coast's fans. Finally, after 23 years, the continental crown is theirs. Ivory Coast's success capped a tournament that was rarely short of excitement, drama and controversy. The 2015 Cup of Nations, pulled together in record time by replacement hosts Equatorial Guinea, will also be remembered for these ugly scenes at Malabo Stadium. Crowd violence in the semi-finals led to the injuries of 36 football fans and the host nation being fined $100,000. Still, CAF believed the tournament was a huge success, and the most powerful man in world football is happy with the state of the game on the continent too.
Africa is doing well. Africa is doing well. So if you have looked on the results of the African teams in the World Cup, they were good. They were just missing a little bit of luck.
The Cup of Nations is rich in history, and fans have no doubts as to the tournament's importance.
The first Africa Cup of Nations took place in 1957 in Sudan. Back then, only two other nations were involved, Ethiopia and Egypt. Since then, it's evolved into a football tournament with a huge global following. Only the World Cup and the European Championships get more viewers.
The senior national team's African Cup of Nations is the prize jewel of the Confederation of African Football. If you take it out of their calendar year, they are going to make losses.
This tournament arrives every 2 years, and players, many of them based overseas, choose country over club in their quest to win the title and reaffirm their commitment to their national team and the continent.
Sometimes in Europe, people tend to forget how important it is for us, African Cup of Nations. So it shows everybody that for us it's as important as our championships.
As the curtain comes down on this edition of the Cup of Nations, preparations for the 2017 tournament aren't far off. Qualifying starts in June, even though CAF are still searching for hosts for the event. For the next 2 years at least, it will be champions Ivory Coast, who are the toast of African football. Robin Adams, Jazeera, But.